New Orleans is moving along. People ask me all the time, how do you gauge New Orleans' success? And a city is about its people. We have anywhere from 80 to 85% of our people have returned. There's construction going on just about everywhere. New housing has been done. All of our public housing developments are being redone. Streets, playgrounds, park, public facilities. Ed, you were a big part of this, but when you add it all up, we have about over $20 billion worth of construction that is either recently completed, under construction, or in final design. The average recovery from a disaster like a Katrina, if there is something like a Katrina, takes 10 to 15 years. We're in year 6, and we're well along and positioned the city for a full recovery. The population continues to grow even today, and we're also attracting more young, better educated people, and there's this whole creative entrepreneurial class that have invaded our city, which is good. I got a book out, it's called Katrina Secrets, Storms After the Storm, and basically it takes people behind the scenes, a front row seat journey on what we did right before the storm, during the storm, and then after the storm. One of the big myths out there is that we didn't really have an evacuation plan and we didn't get many people out. The facts are we got about 95 to 96% of all the people out of harm's way. Now we have 4% left, and that's what people saw, and that would cause most of the problems. So we did have an evacuation plan and it worked, but just not good enough. What many people may not realize, they think that it was about the wind and the rain, but it was really about the storm surge. The hurricane pushed so much water into the city, and that's what caused the catastrophic failures of the levee systems. By the way, they're federally built and maintained levee systems that failed us tremendously, and that filled up the bowl of New Orleans, where 80% of our city was flooded. We were a modern-day Atlantis. I think we didn't get enough credit for the process we went through to start to recover that city. We focused on the areas that had the least amount of flooding first, the 20% that didn't flood, brought all those people back and started that process. We held over 170 town hall style meetings. And then you came in and you took everything that we had and created this implementation plan that basically focused on 17 target areas throughout the city with commercial centers and then a 5-mile radius around for residential. And let me tell you, that worked beautifully because I went and did the research, and for every dollar we invested in a target zone area, $188 in private investment followed it. In the non-target areas, for every dollar, it was only $88 in investment. So the strategy worked. Besides the housing developments and the streetcars, we've got major construction going on in the school system. We have over $2 billion worth of schools being built throughout the city. We have riverfront development. We have 6 miles, which you and I worked on, of riverfront development that the design work is done, and it's now just a matter of implementation and getting all of that, under construction. So there's a significant, and the port. You and I, we visited Panama. At the Panama Canal, the new expansion is going to open up in 2014. The port is doing some things to get ready for that because New Orleans is strategically positioned. We're one of the few cities that have 6 Class A rail lines. So once we get cargo in, we can send it anywhere throughout North America and Mexico.